So over here we have our diamond, right? And with just this diamond shape, we have various planes over here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 planes. And if we're thinking of it as a 3D shape, there's more than that. And with these planes, we can use it to achieve various angles of the nose, like to just simplify it, to just simplify the nose. If you're starting out, this is not the be all and end all style. We're going to discuss a little bit more complex styles as we move forward, but this is going to be very helpful whenever you are this is going to be very helpful if you are trying to approach the nose. So over here with this diamond, we can achieve another thing to notice is this center line over here. These center lines can be moved to achieve different angles as well. These center lines can be moved. They can be moved to the right, they can be moved to the left to achieve various angles of the nose, and I'm going to show it right here. So with just this diamond shape, we can achieve the front view of the nose. We can achieve the front view of the nose like this. And this can be like the shoulder, the shadows, the cast shadow. You're not going to get all the parts of the nose, but this is going to help you to get the front view of the nose. You can get a 3/4 view of the nose here by simply adjusting the angle and then moving this like this, and then we achieve that other plane of the nose here like this. That's probably too much information. Like this. Then we can achieve a side view of the nose as well. Then we have our maxilla over there. And then we can also achieve a top view. We can achieve a top view of the nose. It just kind of looks like an eyes and a mouth, like some cute anime drawing. That's what I did here. And you can also achieve the bottom view, right, of the nose with this angle as well. You can also achieve a 3/4 top view of the nose. A 3/4 top view of the nose. Yeah. And you can also achieve, the flipped version as well. So you can achieve various angles for drawing the nose with just this technique. I think that's about it. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. With just this technique, you can achieve various angles for drawing the nose. And then when we talk about triangles, right, over here I have an Asaro head in different angles, and with an Asaro head I'm just going to oversimplify, use a triangle to oversimplify, so that whenever you have a nose and you want to draw a nose, you can just look at it as a triangle. And I'm going to show you like different ways you could break it down with just a triangle. And then whenever I break it down, I will try to replicate that shape or that angle, like, so that I'll then use it to approach drawing the nose in that angle. I will then use my instincts to draw out that nose. Yeah. Then we have a 3/4 angle over here. And I could break it down like this. I didn't get the angle right. But as you can see, I've gotten this angle of the nose. Or you could just simply do it like this, and then you achieve that angle. And let me just explain for that. And when you do it like this, when you simply just use this angle, you'll be able to get the nose like this in this angle. So all these structured planes and whatnot has simply been broken down by this shape, and you can use it to draw different types of nose. You can use it to really extend the nose of some character and whatnot with just this triangle shape to achieve the 3/4 angle of the nose. And you could do it to achieve a nose that is a little bit higher, or a nose that is just plain flat like this. The next angle is the side view, and then we can just simply, this one is simple, right? Simply break down the nose like this, and then use this to draw any type of nose that you want. Just the same way this angle can be used for a 3/4 view of the nose. Yeah, like this. And then maybe, yeah, just like how it could be used for a 3/4 view of the nose, it can also be used for side view of the nose. Yeah, so just an oversimplification that's going to help you out. So the next view is this angle, right? With this angle, what I kind of see here is one big triangle like this, and then a little baby triangle like this to achieve this view. Almost the same thing with this, but the underside of the nose is going to show a lot, so we're definitely, this little angle is going to be a lot more bigger. It's kind of like it's going up. The cone is, just from being like a normal triangle like this, it's then going up. We're looking at the cone from the underside, and then we can then add our nostrils and whatnot, and from here we can just add a little bit more detail if we want. Usually if you're drawing like with manga art style and whatnot, you won't need to add a lot of detail, but whenever you're drawing, this is just going to help you to understand the basic shape of the nose. You can just use this to tackle the nose at any angle. The next one is this 3/4 top right view, I believe. 3/4 top right view. Same angle, angle over here. And then you can see how we just have a diamond shape, right? One angle and another angle that's fused together, and then we've simply achieved this angle. And then we can add our details if you want. Over here, I don't know what to call this angle, man, but we'll break it down like this: a triangle and then another angle. And you can see how we're using simple angles to achieve this. Or you could just use a cone. You could always use a cone as well. Always use a cone. You can't go too far from a cone. So our diamond, triangle, cone, whatever you want to call it. And over here we just have a triangle, right? Just have a triangle, because whenever you're drawing the planes of the head, and then you have a character, eyebrow, nose. Over here like this is going to occupy, I think it's even much more higher, to be fair. So yeah, it's a little something like this. So it's going to be pushing up like this, and then we'll just have our nose as a simple triangle. And you see, when we get to the anatomy and proper structure of the nose, you're going to, it's going to be easy for you to add the nostrils, the ball part of the nose, like the septum and whatnot. It's just going to be seamless for you to apply that. So doing breakdowns like this is very helpful, because like whatever it is you're doing, right? If you are studying, if like when you move on to study like the torso of the human body, you see that you can easily break down some parts that seem complex into simple shapes, and then you can use your instincts to just break down and understand the muscles of that parts of the body, like whatever part you are looking at. And it all comes down to being able to see those complex 3D objects, or those complex 3D shapes and forms, and then breaking down, being able to, or having the skill to break those down into simple shapes like this, so that your brain can, not be overwhelmed with the amount of information there. And not only can you use these simple shapes to break down complex objects, you can use them to break down shadows. Like if you look at the shadows of this Asaro head and whatnot, you're seeing different shapes. And once you memorize all these shapes that make up the shadows and lights from different angles, you're going to be able to see these shapes in much more complex portrait drawings that you want to use to study and whatnot. So with this simple triangle or diamond and cone shape, we've been able to understand how the nose looks in different angles. And whenever you're doing studies like this, you could just try to use this simple paper leaf like plane so that you can understand the shapes and see how they look. It's going to be very helpful, so that you can just focus on your study of the nose as as simple shapes. So yeah, we're done with this. Click on the notification bell to know when I drop a new video. And I want you to remember that it takes time to actually get good at anything. Be patient with yourself while still applying consistent effort. If this helped, please hit that like button, subscribe for more drawing breakdowns, and most importantly, go draw something right after this video. Stay creative, guys.